Welcome to Study Time, a televised home learning program produced by Rwanda Education Board.
Hello students, welcome to TV learning program. My name is Benon. I will be taking senior 1 students in biology. Dear students, you're welcome. I request you the following. Point number 1, get your pen, get your notebook so that you can get ready to follow this lesson. Point number 2, I request you to actively participate in this lesson. Here I mean, follow all the steps of the lesson, because at the end of the lesson, I will give you homework to test your level of understanding, to find out if you have followed all the steps of the lesson and if you have understood. Dear students, in our environment, we have very many things, good and bad. Sometimes we are okay, we are free from diseases. Some other time we are sick because of different organisms. Let me say here, microorganisms which cause diseases to our body. When I say microorganisms, do you understand them? Micro means small. It means organisms which are too small, tiny, and we cannot see them with our naked eyes. Here, are you able to give examples? Yes, bacteria and virus are examples. Remember, bacteria are unicellular. When we say unicellular, do you understand what it means? Unicellular. It means the organism is made up of only one cell. And then viruses are very tricky in a way that outside the living organism, they are considered non-living. And inside the organism, they are considered living. Very hard to classify them. So in our lesson today, we are going to talk about organisms which cause diseases. So it is from Unit 11, which is classification of diseases, and lesson 2 is infectious diseases. These are objectives of our lesson today: to define infectious disease and explain different infectious diseases commonly found in our country. Dear students, make sure by the end of this lesson, you are able to define an infectious disease. You are able to give examples of infectious diseases, their signs and symptoms, and measures or ways we can apply to prevent those diseases from attacking our body. Students, what does the term infectious disease mean? Infectious disease. What does it mean? What does infectious disease mean? Infectious diseases are diseases that are passed on or transmitted to a person by another organism. Diseases which are passed on or transmitted by a person by another organism. Here we go back and talk about microorganisms we have talked about. Bacteria, virus, and others are microorganisms which can cause diseases to humans. Those are infectious diseases. The organisms here we have talked about bacterium. Remember, we use bacterium when we mean one and bacteria when we mean many. Organisms that cause disease are called pathogens. That means these viruses, these bacteria, and other microorganisms are pathogens because they cause disease to our body. They attack the body's cells or release poisons called toxins. That means pathogens cause toxicity in our body. When a person has an infectious disease, he or she can spread it to another person. That means a person might be having a disease, and when he gets in touch with another person, he can transmit that disease. Let us take an example. If a person has tuberculosis or TB, this person who is sick, if he gets in touch with another person, he may transmit this TB to that person. So that is what we call an infectious disease. Let us see some of the examples. We have pathogens. Remember, pathogens are microorganisms which cause diseases. And then we are going to see examples of the diseases they cause. Let us talk about bacteria. Bacteria can cause diseases like cholera, tuberculosis or TB, and then typhoid fever. These are examples which are caused by examples of diseases which are caused by bacteria. Protists, we can have diseases like malaria. This one is very rampant, very common in sub-Saharan Africa. Then we also have sleeping sickness. This one is another infectious disease. Then we have fungi. Fungi can cause diseases like ringworms and erythrates foot. Viruses can also cause diseases like HIV/AIDS, influenza or flu, chickenpox, and measles, meaning these are viral diseases. Then parasitic worms can cause Guinea worm disease, and then bilharzia. These are examples of microorganisms, and then these are infectious diseases they cause. So that's why when we are talking about infectious diseases, we say some diseases are caused by viruses. Currently, we are talking about COVID-19. That is a viral disease. We also know HIV/AIDS. That is a viral disease. We know diseases like influenza, flu. That is a viral disease. And then cholera and tuberculosis or TB, those are bacterial diseases. Let us take a step and talk about one disease, malaria. This one is very common, a disease caused by Plasmodium parasite. Plasmodium parasite. This one causes malaria. Remember, we have different classes of Plasmodium, and some of them can cause malaria, like Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum, and so on. When we talk about parasite, we mean a microorganism which benefits from the other organism and causes harm. That means bacteria benefit from human, and then they cause diseases to human. Those are parasites. So here, Plasmodium parasites transmitted by the bite of infected mosquito. This is what happens. Normally, these Plasmodium parasites can be injected in our body, and then they reproduce and grow. Remember, this happens when female Anopheles mosquito bites you purposely to get blood which will provide nutrients to the eggs, and then in that process it injects Plasmodium parasite through saliva. And when this female Anopheles mosquito bites another person, it can also inject their Plasmodium parasite. And in that case, malaria can be transmitted from one person to another person. I repeat, let us say we have a person who is having Plasmodium parasite in her body. And when the female Anopheles mosquito bites that person purposely to get blood which is needed as the source of nutrients for the eggs, this female Anopheles mosquito will get Plasmodium parasites. And these Plasmodium parasites are going to reproduce and grow. And then what happens when this mosquito goes and bites another person who doesn't have malaria? Then it will inject Plasmodium parasites in saliva. So another person may end up getting malaria. Then, what are the signs and symptoms of malaria? We have fever. That means body temperature may rise beyond 37. Then we have chills. Chills here, that's when you feel cold. You feel you're somehow cold. And then sweating. Tiredness, you feel weak and tired. Then vomiting is another, and then headache. In severe cases, it can cause yellow skin, seizure, coma, and death. In this case, that means you have delayed going to the hospital for medical treatment, and then it can take a dangerous step which can lead to coma and death. Remember, when we talk about signs and symptoms, there are those which we can see, maybe the doctor can see them, and others which cannot be seen by the doctor, but you can feel them. Take an example. When you have headache, the doctor may not see that you have headache, but you say, "Doctor, I'm feeling headache." Or if you have any other pain, the doctor may not see it, and then you're feeling it. In that case, we say it is a symptom. But when you are shivering, the doctor may see that. So that one is a sign. This is female Anopheles mosquito, which causes or which can transmit malaria. Then, dear students, what can we do so that we prevent our body, our families, and community from malaria? This is what we can do. Keep mosquitoes from biting you, especially at night. Avoid mosquitoes biting you at night. What do? You make sure you close your windows before it is too late. You make sure you sleep in the supernet so that you protect your body from mosquitoes. Another point of preventing malaria, take anti-malarial drugs to kill the parasites. That means when you are sick, quickly go for medical treatment. If the doctors find that you have Plasmodium parasites, then they give you medicine so that you don't suffer from the disease or you are easily treated. Eliminate places around your home where mosquitoes breed. Here we talk about bushes around your home or some small swampy places which have water. Avoid them because those are breeding grounds of mosquitoes. Then spray insecticide on your home's walls to kill adult mosquitoes which come inside. That means you can have insecticides which can kill Plasmodium parasites or which can kill the mosquitoes we have talked about. Sleep under mosquito nets, especially effective if they have been treated with insecticide. That means at night when you're going to sleep, make sure you nicely put there the mosquito net, and this mosquito net becomes more effective when it has been treated with insecticides which can kill mosquitoes. Wear insect repellent and long sleeve clothing when outdoors at night. Your dressing style at night, more especially when you're outside, is very important. Dress in a way that will protect your body parts from being attacked by mosquitoes. Currently, there is no vaccine for malaria, but then with measures provided, we can prevent this disease from killing people or suffering from it. This is a mosquito net, nicely arranged on the bed, and this person sleeping in here has high chances of not being exposed to mosquitoes. Then we have COVID-19, coronavirus. This is coronavirus disease, and this disease was firstly seen in 2019. But this disease has become a world disease because it is in many countries of the world. It is an infectious disease caused by coronavirus. What are the symptoms of this disease? What can we feel so that we start to say that there is something wrong? Fever. When you have fever, dry cough, tiredness, you feel weak, you have headache, loss of taste or smell, difficult breathing or shortness of breath, and then chest pain, then please, you better go for medical treatment or to the hospital so that doctors can do medical tests and find which disease are you suffering from. So those are some of the signs and symptoms: fever, dry cough, tiredness, headache, loss of taste or smell. Sometimes you eat something but you have no taste, and then shortness of breath or breathing difficulties. That means breathing in and out becomes difficult, and in that case you say, let me go to the hospital. That is the disease. That is how it looks like. That is the virus, coronavirus. And then what can we do to prevent the spread of COVID-19? Here we have to take the following measures. Wash hands often for 20 to 40 seconds with soap. Wash your hands with soap between 20 to 40 seconds. And nicely, make sure you touch all parts of your hands as you are washing. Use hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol if no soap or water is available. These days, we find people taking hand sanitizer, they keep it in their bag, and then when they reach somewhere, they get it and clean their hands. This is very good. That is very important. That is the best way to deal with this disease, which has not yet got vaccine or medicine. So when you wash your hands with hand sanitizer, with a soap and water, that means you're breaking the chain for the spread of the disease. That means if you wash your hands, you will protect your body, you also protect other people. Even those who are sick, break the chain by washing hands, because when you touch something when you are sick, that means you may spread the disease to another person. But when you wash your hands, you are reducing risks, or you're preventing other people from getting the disease. Cover the cough or sneeze. People these days are doing like this when they are going to sneeze. When you are going to cough, the purpose is preventing the mucus spreading and going to other people. Avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth with unwashed hands. Some people use the face mask badly. They keep touching the face mask. Avoid that. Don't touch your eyes, your hands, your nose, or open places of your body before washing your hands. Disinfect surfaces. Sometimes we find buttons, handles, knobs, and other places touched often. Take an example, places where many people go. That means we have to disinfect the place. We have to make sure that we keep cleaning the place, more especially the knobs, which are touched by many people when they are opening windows or doors. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. If people are sick, avoid close contact with them. If you are sick, make sure you isolate yourself from other people so that you don't infect them. In addition to that, keep a distance away from other people. We advised minimum to have 1 meter distance from one person and another. Then another point, use your face mask nicely so that you protect your body. Ebola virus that causes severe bleeding, organ failure, can also lead to death. This is another infectious disease. Humans may spread the virus to other humans through contact with bodily fluids like blood. What are the symptoms of Ebola virus? Fever, headache, muscle pain, chills here, that's why you feel cold. You feel cold. Then later the person may experience internal bleeding, resulting in vomiting or coughing blood. Those are some of the signs and symptoms of Ebola. Ways of preventing Ebola: avoid infected people, their body fluids, their bodies of anyone who has died from the disease. Avoid contact with animals like bats and monkeys. Of course, eating their meat as well. And then wash your hands often. Washing hands has become a very important step or part of life in the process of spreading infectious diseases. Tuberculosis or TB. This one is another infectious disease caused by bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The bacteria usually attack lungs, but also damage parts of the body. What are the symptoms of tuberculosis or TB? These include coughing, which can last between 2, 3, or more weeks. That means when you cough for 2 weeks, please take a step to go to the medical hospital for treatment. Coughing up blood, this is another sign or symptom. Chest pain or pain with breathing or coughing. Unintentional weight loss. People who have TB abruptly lose body weight. Fatigue, you feel tired, fatigue or weak. Fever, night sweats, and chills. These are the symptoms of TB or tuberculosis. Then, of course, that is a disease which affects our lungs. Remember, lungs are inside the thoracic cavity. Cholera, this is another infectious disease which causes severe watery diarrhea, and this can lead to dehydration and even death if untreated. Symptoms include onset diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and then dehydration. Some dehydration can cause other weaknesses or signs like tiredness, moodiness, sunken eyes, dry mouth because you are dehydrated, wrinkled skin, extreme thirsty, reduced urine output because you are already dehydrated, irregular heartbeat, and low blood pressure. Dehydration may lead to loss of minerals in the body or in blood, because when you dehydrate, you lose a lot of water. In that process of losing water, you may even lose minerals which are needed by our body. That's why these people are given salts as a way of replacing minerals which have been lost. How do we prevent cholera? Wash your hands as many times as possible. Drink only bottled or boiled water. Boiled water is very important because it is not contaminated. Avoid raw food and shellfish. Avoid dairy foods, and eat raw fruits and vegetables that you can peel yourself. Make sure you are very clean. Hygiene is very important when there is a problem of cholera in a given place. Dear students, we have talked about infectious diseases, and here is your homework to test your level of understanding. So from there, if you have followed all the steps of the lesson, I expect you to do this homework nicely. Thank you very much for your active participation. Do the homework to test your level of understanding. Stay safe.